What regimen would you recommend to cure herpes completely, 100%? Well, there's only one. There's only one, and that's detoxification. You can't kill viruses out of the body. You can't kill them. They're proteins. They're not single-celled organisms. They're not like breathing, living humans or beings. They're proteins with attitudes. So you want to detoxify. It's the only way to get them out. Either one of the herpes. It doesn't matter. Genital, simplex. It doesn't matter. You know, and most people have herpes in them, one level or another. You know, everybody had smallpox pretty much, or most everybody. And it's just that sort of another medical sickness. Another medical sickness. The things that we're having to deal with because of their thinking has messed us up. So you want to detox that. Get your kidneys filtering, get the adrenals up, because you can only detox viral loads out of the body. How do we know that? Because we've been doing HIV and Hep C viral loads for how long? So, and they're all very successful. You know, herpes the same way, but you can only detox them out. So take a look at your lymph system, because that's the system that you have to deal with. And remember, these are proteolytic, so these herpes comes out when what? Virals come out when what? We had a long talk about this on a video about HIV and Hep C virals and things. They're just viral loads. However, the more acidic you are, they become real because they're proteins. And they help breed a protein environment. They help breed an acid environment. But they're more antigens. So more antigens, they're more signalers. If they don't adhere to cells, then they just become viral loads. And symptomology is good, everything's good. But it's like in HIV, you can have an HIV viral load, or you can have AIDS, which is viruses with attitudes. And attitude just simply means that you're so acidic now they're attaching to cells, and you have your immune responses to that. But that's the only way you're going to get anything out of the body. So you want to detox the herpes out of your body. At the same time, you want to strengthen the myelin sheaths of your autonomic nervous system, which of course is going to be through your adrenals and increasing the production of neurotransmitters. And that's the only way you're going to get rid of this and not have a reoccurrence of that. Remember, virals are antigens. Virals and weaknesses go together. Virals and strength don't go together. So healthy cells and viruses are always apart. Weak cells and viruses love each other. That's why it's all about the culturing medium. Those that have chronic lymphatic systems are in trouble. Those that have weakened cells throughout the body and damaged cells, they're in trouble. Viruses are only attachments to cells when cells are weak. It's still nature's way of getting rid of weaknesses. And understand, we all have to go in and clean up our internal environment. We've been eating the wrong foods. We have sewage built up. We've wrecked our eliminative organs, GI tract and kidneys both. Those are high cancer places. Those are places that are shutting down on people. And this is where our problems are. And the residual effect is a major shutdown of most people's lymphatic systems. I am interested in the information about herpes simplex for a friend who has cold sores in her lips. She was taking a lot of sun, and this may have something to do with it. Well, the sun didn't create them. Now, these herpes simplex, these are virals, but virals are antigens, and so the problem is the medium. When she's in the sun, that's acidic. And if her interstitial fluid in the gums or anywhere, gonadals, anywhere, when you're highly acidic, it brings out these virals, because as cells are damaged, these virals are attached. So that's the problem. So there's only one way I know. I mean, I look at herbs and there's antivirals everywhere, but I'll be honest with you. These are proteins. I do not see any herb or anything that can clean viral loads out of the body, in my opinion. Now, maybe they are and I don't know it. I've always used detox to do that. These are proteins, and I think that these proteins need to be detoxed out of the body. Not like a bacterium or a fungal, which you could use a herb for that. Virals need to be detoxed out of the body. And there's not a viral load you can't detox, whether it's HIV, whether it's Hep C, doesn't matter. These viral loads can be detoxed right out of your body. That's the only way to get them out. I don't know of any other way to do that. And the same thing with the herpes simplex. But it's also the same thing with genital herpes too, guys. It doesn't matter. That's prevalent all over. Remember, pharmaceutical companies, half of what we're suffering with, born out of that idea. And of course, also, there's been a little bit of some playing going on in the military, particularly on Bethesda's Air Force Base, don't we think, guys? A little bit of germ warfare stuff, warfare. There's a good book. Let me grab it here real quick. And this would be a good book for you to get. And it's The Merging Virus by Dr. Horowitz. Very thick book. A very good book. And hard to dispute some of the facts and stuff that he uncovered. So, anyway, detox is how we get to that sort of thing. Let's see what else. Let me see. Also eating pineapple. Exactly. Here's another thing. She's doing the problem with pineapples, you have to get them really ripe off the plant to where when you bite into it, you start getting high from the sensational flavor that a pineapple has ripe off the plant. If you buy these green pineapples in a store, you're going to lose your teeth because they're too acidic. But it's not just that it's a fruit. Anything acidic breaks down tissue, guys. Anything that's acidic. Doesn't matter. Vegetables are the same thing. Most vegetables are not acidic, but there are some, and there are some acidic fruit. They're not all acidic. So, it's being common sense and using proper common sense when you're talking about things, but I've seen that in my own clients, and I tell them to eat fruit, and I try to remember to tell everybody to be aware of pineapples, kiwis, and things like this that are unripe, pomegranates, because it's too acidic for the mouth in an already acid mouth. See, the problem is most people are highly acidic. That's why dentists are having a heyday. We're all too acidic in the mouth. Oh, we're also too acidic in the brain. This is our lot. Could you talk about shingles? Absolutely. What to do during shingles, what one should eat and also avoid, what herbal formulas you recommend during shingles. Okay. Virals are one way of cleaning the weak out of the body, if you can stand it. The biggest problem is that we've become systemically weak. So some people can really get chewed on real bad. So some of our game here is going to be to try to strengthen and detox and do all this stuff together. But with that said, shingles is nothing but herpes on the nervous system, herpes on the myelin sheath, which is the coating of the nerves. So this is just a viral attachment. A viral attachment. Virals are proteins. So guess what medium you don't want to be in? Acid protein medium. That always brings herpes out. Notice it, like pineapple or anything too acidic. If you eat too much protein, you'll start getting these little simplex sores. You can be genital, it can be in the mouth. I don't care. Location. Still a viral, still attaches to weak cells. And proteins, of course, acidify the body and bring out that. You'll notice that when you're eating alkaline, a lot of times these will go dormant. Get your body acidic and they come right out. And if you do too many acid fruits, they'll come out too, because that's acid clashing with acid. Even though fruits, most of them have a base chemistry reaction. So, two things. You want to strengthen up the adrenal glands, which in turn will bring up the neurotransmitters, which in turn strengthens the myelin sheaths in the nervous system. Using the new brain and nerve formula is a good help with that. Getting up, cleaning out the brain, cleaning the lymph. It always comes back to cleaning out your lymphatic system, which is where the acids are, and getting away from proteins. You never want to eat proteins or heavy amino acids in the presence or where you have herpes and Baldness, because you're going to always fight them. They are acid proteolytic virals. You just really want to get away from the acid side. But this is what we're all struggling to do anyway, is get away from the acid side of life. And so some of the things you have to do is make strong that which is weak. And when you ask what weakens things, it's always going to go back to the lymph system, acids, and that side of chemistry. And protein is going to fall on that side of chemistry, like it or not. You can go back and say, man's been eating meat for millions of years. Stop and take a look at the health of man. Just stop and take a look around. What you do not see robustly healthy people eating an omnivorish diet and eggs and meat, you don't see healthy people doing that. I don't care what these people claim. Just look around. How many people are sick? Which we have a lot of people with herpes out there, and don't feel bad about it either. Genital or whatever, simplex. It's just the nature of the human race now. We're very toxic. We're breeding grounds. We offer great culturing mediums for the microbial world, and we weaken ourselves. So we're offered a viral field day, and the viral field day isn't as great. I don't care about the bacterial day. However, it's getting to that we're so toxic and cells are so weak that it can be a feeding frenzy out there for those guys, and of course that doesn't feel so good on us. Still, we have to go back and consider causative factors. And this shingles, man, it tells you that your myelin sheaths are weak, and that's hands down adrenal gland weakness. Dr. Morse, what do you recommend to help someone who had shingles in the brain and caused almost complete deafness? Oh my God. And paralysis of one side of the face. Can the paralysis be reversed? You betcha. Now listen, you've got to get up in that brain. I would do upper circ and brain and nerve for the next 6 months. I definitely get into that bowels, clean the bowels up, get your kidneys filtering, get those adrenals to get the kidneys to filter, start moving your lymph aggressively. This is real important here. And vital to bring up this the myelin sheaths, get the myelin sheath strong. It does show you have some herpes in there, which most everybody does anyway, but it shows you that your myelin sheaths are weak here. So it's vital that you get the adrenals up for the autonomic, and then of course the CNS, you're going in with the upper circuit brain and nerve, which will also translate over in the autonomic. However, getting the adrenals up directly controls the autonomic. The better neurotransmitters, the stronger the nervous system, you don't see the attack by viruses. You don't see, I say attack, that's not a proper word, but you don't see the adhesion of viruses to cells when they're strong. You don't see it in HIV or Hep C. You don't see the adhesion of proteins like virals to cells. In a case where you do, you're losing the integrity of that cell. Well, what would cause the loss of an integrity of a cell, the health of a cell? Well, there's only two sides of chemistry, and from a chemist viewpoint, just pick one. Well, we know one side of chemistry can't hurt you because you can't run blood through you that's going to hurt you. That'd be stupid. And by the time it does, you're dead anyway, so no big deal. It's the lymph. It always comes back to the lymph, the lymph, the lymph. And this is very important that you get to the right music for the right problem. And that's what you need to do here, is get your upper circ, brain and nerve, and then honk on that lymph system. 2 kidney formulas until you see sediment in the kidneys. Clean up the GI tract, stomach and bowel, whatever. Use lymphatic 1 capsules, and use a liquid lymphatic. And anything you can do, get on a fruit fast or get up on the fruit line and get this brain of yours drained, my friend, because real important here, obviously, but you can regenerate all that, and you're going to love that. But you can regenerate all that. Might get your hearing back too, my friend. So really start on the Regeneration Network, and that's what you're on. This is the Regeneration Network, and so really hit this hard, and you'll be okay, okay?